For decades, Donny Osmond has lived much of his life in plain sight, growing up in front of television cameras and under the gaze of millions of devoted fans. His career, from child prodigy to seasoned entertainer, has been documented, celebrated, and endlessly revisited. Yet one part of his life has always remained noticeably quiet: his marriage to his wife, Debbie. Fans have long wondered why she is rarely seen beside him on red carpets, award shows, or high-profile events. Now, in his mid-60s, Donny has begun speaking more openly about that choice, not as a secret finally revealed, but as a deliberate decision rooted in love and respect. The absence of Debbie from public view was never about distance or trouble, but about protecting something deeply personal. In an industry built on visibility, Donny chose privacy, believing that some parts of life shine brightest when kept away from the spotlight. Roots in family, faith, and music. Donny Osmond's journey began far from Hollywood glamour in Ogden, Utah, where he was born on December 9, 1957, into a large, close-knit family. As the seventh child of Olive May and George Verl Osmond, Donny grew up surrounded by siblings, faith, and shared responsibility. Raised in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, family values were not just encouraged, but lived daily. Music filled the home, not as a career plan at first, but as a natural expression of togetherness. His older brothers, Alan, Wayne, Merrill, and Jay, formed a singing group that would later define the Osmond name. From an early age, Donny learned discipline, cooperation, and humility, lessons reinforced by both family and faith. These foundations shaped how he viewed success, relationships, and responsibility long before fame entered the picture. From family harmonies to national television, the Osmond family's life changed dramatically when their talent caught national attention. Performing initially as a wholesome barbershop-style group, the Osmond Brothers impressed audiences with their harmonies and sincerity. Their big break came through a connection to The Andy Williams Show, where their performances quickly resonated with viewers. Donny, still a young child, joined his brothers on stage and instantly stood out with his natural charm. His solo performance of You Are My Sunshine at just 5 years old marked the beginning of a lifelong career. Regular appearances on the show turned the Osmonds into household names and gave Donny an early education in professionalism. While most children his age were focused on schoolyards and play, Donny was learning how to perform live, connect with audiences, and carry himself under pressure, skills that would define his future. An unusual childhood, shaped by legends. Growing up in show business gave Donny an upbringing unlike most children. 2 of his older brothers were deaf, which made sign language a normal part of family communication and deepened his sense of empathy and connection. Instead of neighborhood friends, Donny's world was filled with adults, musicians, comedians, and entertainers whose names would later become legends. He learned by observing icons like Andy Williams, who taught him vocal control, and performers whose stage presence left lasting impressions. Exposure to comedy greats showed him timing, humility, and the importance of connecting with people rather than impressing them. These lessons were not taught in classrooms, but absorbed backstage and under studio lights. While the lifestyle was demanding, it gave Donny a deep respect for craft and preparation, shaping him into a versatile performer who understood both the joy and responsibility of entertaining others. Donnie and Marie, a bond the world could see. Among all his professional partnerships, none was more natural than the one Donny shared with his younger sister Marie. While older siblings toured, Donny and Marie spent countless hours together at home, forming a genuine friendship that later translated effortlessly on screen. Their variety show, Donny and Marie, which aired from 1976 to 1979, became a cultural phenomenon. Viewers were drawn to their warmth, humor, and authenticity, sensing that their chemistry was real rather than rehearsed. As the youngest co-hosts of a television variety show at the time, they broke records while remaining relatable. The show cemented Donny's status as a family-friendly star and introduced him to new generations of fans. It also reinforced his belief that genuine connection, not manufactured drama, is what truly resonates with audiences over time. Teen Idol fame and the cost of reinvention. Before and during his work with Marie, Donnie was one of the most recognizable teen idols of the early 1970s. His face appeared on magazine covers, his songs filled radios, and his popularity felt unstoppable. Yet fame at such a young age came with challenges. As trends shifted, Donnie found himself needing to redefine who he was as an artist. The 1980s became a period of experimentation and risk as he sought to step beyond the image that had made him famous. Some attempts worked better than others, but each represented a willingness to grow. Reinvention was not easy, especially when public expectations were frozen in time. Still, Donnie's persistence reflected a deeper desire to be taken seriously as an adult performer while staying true to his values rather than chasing approval at any cost. Meeting Debbie and choosing a different path. Amid fame and constant attention, Donnie's personal life followed a quieter, more grounded trajectory. He met Debbie as a teenager, long before adulthood settled in, and their relationship grew slowly and patiently. They married in 1978, choosing commitment at a time when many young stars avoided it. Together, they built a family of 5 sons and later welcomed grandchildren, creating a life rooted in stability rather than spectacle. Debbie never sought the spotlight, and Donnie respected that deeply. Instead of viewing her absence from public events as unusual, he saw it as a strength. Their home became a refuge from the pressures of fame, a place where Donnie was not a performer, but a husband and father. This balance allowed him to continue working without losing sight of what truly mattered. Marriage, temptation, and mutual respect. Donnie has never pretended that fame came without challenges, especially during his younger years when attention was constant and temptation ever present. What sustained his marriage, he has explained, was not perfection, but respect. He and Debbie made a conscious decision to protect their relationship by setting boundaries and honoring each other's trust. Respect meant thinking beyond the moment and valuing the long-term bond they shared. Over time, that foundation proved stronger than fleeting distractions or external pressure. Donnie has often spoken about gratitude for meeting Debbie early in life and for having a partner who remained steady through success and uncertainty alike. Their marriage endured not because it was easy, but because both chose commitment repeatedly, even when careers shifted and public interest rose and fell. Why Debbie stayed out of the spotlight. As fans questioned Debbie's absence from major events, Donnie eventually addressed it with clarity and warmth. The decision, he explained, was mutual and intentional. They chose long ago to keep their home life private, believing that constant exposure could erode what they valued most. Debbie's role was never diminished by her low profile. In fact, it was essential. She provided stability, honesty, and grounding perspective in a world that often pulls people away from themselves. Donnie acknowledged that not every meaningful contribution is visible. By staying out of the spotlight, Debbie preserved a sense of normalcy for their children and for their marriage. Their rare public appearances together became meaningful precisely because they were intentional, not expected or routine. Love as the quiet constant. Looking back on decades of success, struggle, reinvention, and renewal, Donny Osmond often points to one constant: the unwavering support of his wife. During difficult career transitions and moments of personal doubt, Debbie remained his anchor, reminding him of who he was beyond fame. Her presence did not demand attention, yet it shaped every aspect of his life. Donnie's story ultimately challenges the assumption that visibility equals importance. Some of the strongest partnerships thrive away from applause, built on trust rather than performance. By choosing privacy over publicity, Donnie and Debbie protected something rare in entertainment: a lasting, grounded marriage. And while Debbie may not walk every red carpet, her influence is unmistakable in the stability, gratitude, and fulfillment that defined Donny Osmond's life today.